Welcome back to Easy Music Theory. This is part 4. We're going to build some chords today. Last time we talked about intervals and what chords we would play within the major scale. Now we're going to build those chords because you're well on your way to just rocking out. So here we go. Here is the C major scale again. It's just so easy to teach, to illustrate things with the C major scale. One of these days I'll mix it up and show you a different scale. Here's the intervals, the chords, and the Roman numerals we use to refer to the chords when we write them down. So chords, you may or may not know, are usually consist of 3 or more notes. There are technically chords that only have 2 notes, but we'll talk about that another time. So the first type of chords that everybody learns are called triads, and they are 3 notes. And there is a very specific formula that is exclusive to the triad. And that formula is a root, a third, and a fifth, or a root note, a third interval, and a fifth interval. So let us, for example, figure out the C chord, the C major chord, the 1 chord. Well, the root is C. That's the 1. Third interval, we go up to where the 3 is, and obviously that is E. Then we go up to the fifth interval where the 5 is, and that's G. So the C major chord consists of the notes C, E, and G, the root, the third, and the fifth. Now, you will hear people refer to this method of forming a chord, root, third, fifth. You'll hear them call it's stacking thirds, which means you're taking the root, you're taking the root's third, which here is the 3, and then you're taking the next third. So we'll start with 1 being the root, 1, 2, 3, that's a third. Then we'll start at the 3 and go 3, 4, 5, that is a third. So figuring out the triad, root, third, fifth, it's referred to as stacking thirds. All right, back to the C major chord. So if you know how to play C major on a guitar, this is what it looks like. You are playing C, E, and G. Yes, there is an extra E. Yes, there is an extra C. But you're only playing 3 notes. You're just doubling up a couple of them. If you know how to play C major on a piano, those are the keys you would be pressing, and the keys are C, E, and G. All right, let's move on to the 2 chord, D minor. The root is D. The third from D is F. The fifth from D is A. D minor, D, F, A. Let's move on. E minor, the 3 chord. The root is E. Third from E is G. Fifth from E is B. E minor is E, G, B. And again, if you know how to play E minor on a piano, just to illustrate it, these are the notes you would be playing. And it is E, G, and B. Let's move to the 4 chord, F major. F is the root, A is the third, C is the fifth. F is F, A, C. Let's move on to the G, the 5 chord. G is the root, third is B, and we'll just pretend the scale keeps going to the right, but I'll loop back to the left to the beginning. G is the 1, B is the third, and the fifth would be D. So G major, the notes you would need, G, B, and D. A minor, the 6th chord, root is A. I know you're figuring this out by now. The third from A is C, and the fifth from A is E. A minor, A, C, E. Let's round it up with the diminished chord, the 7, B diminished. B is the root. The third is D. The fifth is F. Or you could say B is the root. A third from B is D. And another third from D is F, stacking thirds. B diminished, you need the notes B, D, and F. All right, I'm not going to go through this with a fine-tooth comb, but here is the D major scale. And I'm just showing you this because there are a couple sharps in the scale. But it's the same method. Let's take the one chord, D major. D is the root, F sharp is the third, A is the fifth. So those are the three keys you need, or the three notes you need to make up a D major chord. Skip to the three chord, F sharp minor, just for the heck of it. F sharp is the root, A would be the third, and C sharp would be the fifth. So F sharp, A, C sharp are the notes you need to make a F sharp minor chord. All right, next time I'll explain why these chords are major or minor chords. But for today, that's enough. So stacking thirds, baby. Thanks for watching.